What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another round in the International Teams Challenge. This week, I'm up against Vic, who is a player I honestly don't know much about, but I'm really interested to see what he brings. I'm sure he's a phenomenal player. Once again, the International Teams Challenge is a primarily Latin American tournament. Shoutouts to everybody in Latin America watching this. Yeah. I don't know. So, this is round 2. I won my round 1 match. My team won the round 1 match. It's a team tournament, so I'm on a team with other players like Aaron Zhang, Chip Across, Blake Hopper, and we're playing against other teams, so yeah, I don't know. So far, so good. I played Ewok Padawan as a friend in the last round, and yeah, this is going to be 2 out of 3. This is VGC 2016, so no Battle Factory here, and I hope I have the right team in my party, because I didn't actually check. So, yes. And I'm kind of, this is probably Mega Ampharos. Let's see. Okay, cool. So he has Jonathan's team, or Gavin's team, I guess is the proper way of saying that. So, obviously this is a team I brought in finals, so I'm going to go ahead and actually switch things up here. I'm anticipating he has a plan for what I did in finals, which was Rayquaza Kyogre lead. And so because of that, I'm definitely going to go ahead and lead with Raichu Kyogre. It's more of a mind game turn 1 for sure, but if he goes, that's only if he goes Gengar Kyogre. Yes, maybe he wants to prove that he can beat me. I mean, it's not a phenomenal matchup, honestly. Like, the Manectric makes things really difficult if he brings it in back, and Mega Gengar is just a big pain. So, yes. Because the other option here is, I think, that I lead Rayquaza. I mean, this is obviously a matchup I thought a lot about, so yeah, I think he probably has a plan for what he expects me to do. So that's why I'm mixing things up. Don't want to make it too easy for him. Don't want to let him plan too easily. Part of the reason I didn't lead Raichu Kyogre versus Jonathan Evans, who is a player, is because I led Raichu Kyogre versus him in Swiss, and so I knew that he'd be planning for it. So that's gonna be Gengar and Kyogre. Okay, that's interesting. Okay, my Kyogre's still faster, so maybe this is just Gavin's team. The problem and the reason. Okay, so here's why I didn't want to lead Raichu Kyogre, right? Because I knew that he would go Gengar Kyogre, and this is versus Jonathan Evans, and because it makes the turn 1 a 50-50, right? Because I can go fake out Water Spout, I can go fake out Origin Pulse, but if he goes into Groudon, then I'm kind of in trouble. I'm kind of tempted to go. I think I want a Water Spout regardless, and I'm kind of tempted to Volt Switch. Well, that's just instinct. Let's actually think about this. I couldn't figure out a way to do this that was safe. Though I had an idea. What was my idea? Wait a second. I think that actually what I can do here is go Origin Pulse and fake out. I think this will work. I think I made the wrong turn 1 versus Jonathan as well. I think he switched into Groudon and attacked with Gengar, which is really bad. Yeah, the turn 1 feels kind of like a guessing game, and that's what I don't like about it. Yeah, but it's okay. You can't win them all, and you can't win any of them. So he stays in here. So he's gonna get that Shadow Tag up. Hopefully he protects his Gengar, but you never know. Honestly, you certainly never know. So he doesn't protect his Gengar. So ideally I'll get a KO here. That no one can say for sure. He goes for a Sludge Bomb into Kyogre. Solid move. Good thing I didn't go for a Water Spout. And I'm going to go for an Origin Pulse. And unfortunately I do miss the Gengar. So that's actually super unfortunate. The Gengar was the main threat there. And the fact that I missed it is actually like super duper unfortunate. But, you know, you can't win them all and you definitely can't win any of them. So, yeah, that's really unfortunate. Obviously I kind of needed Gengar gone. Yeah, let's see if there's a safe way out of this one. I think protect here, and I kind of want to nuzzle that. No, wait a second, because if this goes badly, I think this turn he goes. I do want to protect, but what do I do with my? Okay, yeah, this is Groudon then. Yeah, it's unfortunate. That's very unfortunate. This is a terrible move on my part. I really messed this one up. That's super unfortunate. Especially if he has Manectric in back. I would not be surprised at all to see a Manectric. If he protects Gengar, I'm going to assume he has Manectric in back. Okay, so he has Manectric back, which is super unfortunate for me, but I don't really see anything I can do about it, unfortunately. Yeah, that's unfortunate. It was a good move on his part. Shadow Tag's really a pain. So, this turn I expect his Gengar to go into the Manectric, so I'm going to go and, like, the fact that I protected it is really bad, but that's okay. I'm really gonna struggle at this point to get rid of that Gengar. But I have some options, so I'll just do this. Try and capitalize on setting up Mega Rayquaza. Yeah. There also is a chance that he didn't bring Manectric. Like maybe I'm reading too deep into this, and like the Volt Switch Origin Pulse is the obvious play here into the Gengar. So if he doesn't have Manectric, this is going to make things very different. But the fact that I missed that Origin Pulse on the Gengar is really bad, even if it didn't KO. Like the fact that I don't really have anything for this Gengar except for my Kyogre. And I don't know, that's kind of just like what we're seeing right now. Like, he can burn my Rayquaza later in the game, which is like really bad. So, yeah, it's not looking good at this point. But it's not over for sure. Obviously, Precious Blades can miss, and this turn is going to be super important. The fact that he hasn't just switched into his Manectric makes me think that maybe I made the wrong play here. Maybe he doesn't have Manectric come back. Maybe he has Bronzong just like Jonathan did. Yeah. Yeah, this turn could go very badly, is the short version of it. Shadow Tag's really a pain to deal with. So he doesn't have it. That's super unfortunate for me. So he goes probably back into Kyogre. Yeah. Oh, it's super unfortunate. I could have just Origin Pulsed, dude. I could have just Origin Pulsed. That's so unfortunate. I messed up so bad. 132 down to 66, and I'm poisoned, so this is looking really terrible, to be honest. Endeavor's going to do a tiny bit of damage here. Man, yeah, I read too deep. I went way too deep there. And, you know, you can't win them all, and you can't win any of them either, so that's that. And Poison is going to take a bit of my health, so, whew, a rough turn. A very rough turn. Okay. That's good. Sludge Bomb comes out into Raichu. That's actually a huge mistake on his part. No offense to him, but that's like not a good move at all on his part. His Gengar is super important to this matchup, and I do connect the Origin Pulse. But letting okay, I'll tell you a secret about Raichu. You don't want Raichu to be using attacks. You don't want Raichu to be using Endeavor, especially. You really don't want Raichu to be using Endeavor. So, Kyogre's 41 all the way down to 16, so I have one attack left in me. And I wonder what it's going to be. Groudon's back in. Okay. I wonder what my best move is here. Because I can go Raichu into Rayquaza and go for an Origin Pulse. But I also have a pretty safe Endeavor. So I think I'm going to go into top here and Endeavor that Kyogre. And the reason... Okay, I'll explain this. So the reason why I'm doing this is because I know the Kyogre can't protect. And so putting it into a Dragon Scent or close combat range is going to be really good. Because at some point... I'm gonna want Rayquaza to sweep here. Like I'm gonna try and get set up with my Rayquaza, and I'm gonna try and Oko stuff that way. So the fact that Kyogre can't protect, it covers switches. Like I feel like he could just protect his Groudon here. Yeah, so I figured that was obvious. So like I feel like this is my best move. He's gonna go for protect, so probably an Ice Beam into my Raichu here. So I do get Hitmontop on the field. Yeah, Ice Beam comes out into almost definitely Raichu. I might actually live this, so we'll see. But I think there's a chance I live. Yeah, and see, that's why you don't want to like chip away at Raichu. So I'll go for a Fake Out and an Endeavor here. There's no reason not to, in my opinion. And this is going to put him in a really rough position with my fake out core going. Well, not my fake out core going, but with him on top switching out on the Groudon's attack. Groudon being most likely unable to protect this turn, and even if he does, with a probable Bronzong in back. So he probably has Bronzong in back, like based on how he's played, and because of that, he can't go for a double protect and switching his Kyogre into something faster that can KO Raichu. He's still going to eat an Endeavor. So I'm really liking this position a lot. It's really threatening in my opinion. And yeah, I don't know. Looks solid. And we'll know how much health Groudon has, and we'll know whether or not Feint KOs. I think Feint will KO on Groudon at 10% or 10 HP. So he's going to switch out there. That's a move, but it's unfortunate because he's probably going to switch into Bronzong, and now I can go close combat. Yeah, that's Bronzong. And now I can go fake out into Kyogre. Next one I can go Volt Switch and close combat. And I don't really see what he can do about it. So that's going to do quite a bit of damage. I guess what he could do is go, is hope that Volt Switch doesn't KO. But I think with my priority in back, I'm still going to be okay. So I'll go Volt Switch into Kyogre here in close combat. I don't see a reason why not to. And yeah, I'm feeling really good. Like, this is why, basically, when you're dealing with Raichu, you need to be really careful, because if you get into a situation where you can use repeated endeavors, you're just going to be in a lot of trouble. Like, the fact that I can take his Groudon down to 10 HP with multiple priority moves, the fact that I could do, like 90% to his Bronzong is like really bad for him. So, yeah, he will protect himself here. I'll go for a Volt Switch and fail, and I'll go for a close combat into Bronzong, and I think I have a pretty safe win condition at this point. What I'll do is I'll Volt Switch, Wide Guard, and then bring Endeavor back in. Bring Raichu back in. Yeah. So that's gone. I could also Feint Volt Switch here. That might actually be safer. Yeah, maybe Feint Volt Switch is safer. I think that is safer. Taking the risks. Or Feint Endeavor. Like, I have so many moves here, and I like them all. So I think I'm just going to go Feint and Volt Switch. Oops, wrong one. Feint and Volt Switch. Feint Endeavor might be better. No, I think Feint Volt Switch. I assume Volt Switch is going to KO at this range, and even if it doesn't, I'll be okay. So I'll just go Feint. Let me make sure I did the right targeting there. Make sure I didn't make a mistake. Feint into Kyogre. Assuming that Feint plus Volt Switch will pick up the KO into Kyogre. So he does go for Protect. He fails, but even if he had gotten the Protect, I went for a Feint, so it doesn't matter. And that's definitely going to be in Volt Switch range. So just a safe move overall. What I will do here is bring in Kyogre, because with Rayquaza's Focus Sash and another Fake Out, sorry. Rayquaza's Focus Sash, there's another Fake Out active in the back with my Raichu. I can set up a Swords Dance, I can Endeavor, Dragon Ascent, Endeavor, whatever I want. And this game should be over. So Kyogre's definitely going down this turn. He goes for a Fire Punch, unfortunately, so it does fail. So that's the end of Kyogre, but it's not the end of my hope. So Kyogre will Feint to the Poison. That's the end of poor Kyogre, but he did his job. He got rid of that Gengar, and he outplayed an important positioning tool. And so I will send Raichu back in here. I guess I'll just be like, I'm just going to make the optimal move because I don't see any reason not to. I'm going to switch him on top out into Rayquaza, and go for a Fake Out, and then next turn I'll go Endeavor, Dragon Ascent, and I think that'll be the game, unless he forfeits this turn. Yeah, so he stays it here. He doesn't forfeit. So hit him on top, getting out, getting another Intimidating in the back. Rayquaza coming in. It's better not to Mega Evolve in my position here, which is funny enough. Raichu goes for a Fake Out. Not going to really matter. Just buying time. And I think Dragon Ascent plus Endeavor should should clean up this game. So not going to Mega Evolve to make sure that my Rayquaza underspeeds my Raichu even if he protects. I've used Endeavor 4 times. It's crazy. Raichu MVP. And yeah, so this one will pick it up. So Endeavor comes out, bringing that Groudon down to 10 HP. Boop! Look how fast that dropped. This isn't Platinum. And Dragon Ascent comes out. So, yeah, that's just about it. This should clean up the game. And, yeah, that's it. So, thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed, the mix of serious content and more casual content that I'm putting out right now. This is definitely a tournament match, so I'm taking it a little more seriously. And it's also in the evening, so a little bit lower energy than I might be otherwise. But I hope you guys are all right with that. Yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. If you have any suggestions, leave it in the comments down below. And other than that, I will see you guys for Game 2. So this is a 2 out of 3 set, so make sure you check Game 2. Peace.